than if we were to try to do that work ourselves. So keep using those teams for scaling our own capabilities, and it's just a smart and cost-effective way to make progress and get things done. So that's just a general overview on some of the Upwork progression. There's also been a lot of updates to the platform, but I won't jump into that itself. And lockdown lows. So last week I had a dip. I'm back. It's all good. It's all okay. I like that term. I had a dip. There's a South African comedian that I've been following. He's been doing daily posts, and the one day his kind of daily post was from the car, and he was venting and moaning, and not his usual positive self. And then on his next day, he talked about how everyone that had watched his video had fed back to him and asked him if he's okay and if he's mentally okay, if everything's going well. And his explanation was, I had a dip. English is not his first language. He's an Afrikaans guy. So, it's grammatically not 100% accurate, but I thought it explained the situation really well. So I've stolen that, I had a dip. And Danny kind of introduced this really nicely. Burnout, fatigue, lack of motivation, it's something that we're all going through. You're not alone. I wanted to talk a little bit about how, everyone's situation is different. There are some things which are the same, we're all dealing with. And then I think there's a lot of other things which are unique to each and one of our own kind of unique situations. And it's all about finding the right balance. We've adjusted as an organization to an extent to kind of help transform our organization to this working remote situation. But there are also adjustments which are required, which are going to be unique for each person based on their conditions, for them to find the right balance between work and home and physical health, mental health, family, kids, and work, etc. So what I'm going to do now quickly is just talk about what I went through, what happened to me, and I thought it might be nice if I do that. If I go like that, then hopefully people can see my face, get up close and personal. So I've been speaking to a lot of you one-on-one. I don't think I've spoken to everyone yet. I'm probably about halfway through our staff list. Just checking in on everyone's situation, and I'm aware of a lot of difficult conditions being experienced across the board. I'm just going to just talk about myself. What happened to me, how I was feeling, and what my dip looked like. So I was flying high. I thought that my situation was easier than most. I'm still got a job, I've still got a paycheck, I've got work to keep me busy, whilst a lot of other people out there are struggling. I've got no family, no kids at home, all my family's in another country, so it's less of an adjustment for me. I'm actually speaking to my family a lot more than before. I'm speaking to friends a lot more before. It's less of an adjustment. Working from home, no problems. I'm doing great. Got my routine. I've got my morning yoga, work, take a lunch break, work, evening, try to go for a run or a cycle, do some cleaning, dinner, and then chat to my friends, chat to my family, do some reading, watch some TV. All good. I'm feeling great. And after a couple of weeks, I think, towards the end of the week before last, it really just felt like it was becoming repetitive and mundane. People have mentioned the word Groundhog Day, rinse and repeat. And I was just really, really struggling to motivate myself to stick to that constructive and that productive routine, and to be excited and to be motivated for contributing, for work, but not just work, also taking care of myself outside of work. Having that right balance. My only human connection really has been when I coordinate with a friend of mine, so that when we go for our runs, we run past each other in the park, and then we keep our two meters distance. We do a catch up, and then we do part of our running route together. Or on my way back, I'd run past another friend's house. I'd call him, I'd get him to stand on his balcony, and I'd stand down on the street and chat to him for a little bit. And that was really my only kind of the closest thing I'd got into to kind of human connection or non-virtual, social things. And then I had a week where, I had a weekend had come up, and I hadn't really organized any social events, social pub quizzes or games or, gaming or whatever. I didn't go for my weekend exploration, run, get my exercise. I didn't really speak to my family. And yeah, I just kind of withdrew a little bit, started feeling a bit low, started feeling a little bit depressed, started feeling a little bit, really alone, going through all of this. And I came back to work, the next week, which was last week, and I just had no motivation, no energy. I could see work happening, I could see conversations, I could see potential problems arising, and I knew in my head, what I needed to do and where I needed to contribute and how I could progress and, just be myself and do my thing. And I just couldn't pull myself to do it. I was staring at my screen, I was answering questions, I was joining in calls and kind of taking more of a backseat. But beyond that, I just really wasn't contributing. I just lost my motivation, lost my energy, lost my mojo, and really just didn't feel like I was adding value at all. Then something happened at work. I saw myself reacting rather than my usual kind of response. And I had a bad reaction, and I realized, actually, wait, this is not good. I need to step away, and I need to take some time down, take some time to myself, and hopefully come out of this a little bit better. So I did that. Messaged my line manager, got full support. Took Thursday and Friday off, came back Monday, and the point of the whole story is that's okay. It's good. I'm conscious of the message that I'm putting out there. I'm not trying to upset people. I don't want to come across as too emo. I also don't want everyone leaving this call and raising their hands and saying, hey, I'm not feeling good, I need some time off, and we all of a sudden lose half of our workforce tomorrow. But I wanted to get that sentiment across. I wanted to tell my story, and I wanted to just get that message of, please, take the time that you need before you get to the point that I got to, which really was, I hit a low, I burnt out, and we can help each other, we can support each other, before we get there. So yeah, I've now also taken way more than my 10 minutes allocated time. Apologies all. Last few messages: support each other, take care of yourself, take care of your family first, book leave if you need to. A really strong message here is don't be afraid of missing out. I know we are working at a really rapid pace. We're accelerating. There's a lot of innovation going on. There's a lot of new stuff happening. And I know there's a real fear for a lot of people to miss out and to not be involved in that and not contribute. And they're worried about where things will be or what they've missed out on when they come back. That is not a problem. I can assure you that if you take a week off and you come back, it's going to be the same world. It's going to be the same company. You're not going to miss out, and you're going to be able to fit in and carry on. And then also following on from Danny's point, help us help you. Speak to me, speak to Anne, reach out to your line managers. Let's be a little bit more open about some of these things and help each other, support each other. Lastly, I'm going to blog about this, which will hopefully not be too long of a read. And then just a reminder, in one of the presentations we shared last week, I think it was slide number 8 was the slide. It's just some notes and some guidance around well-being working from home. So I would please ask you all to kind of, I'll share the slide deck so people can refer to this one or refer to the COVID update we sent out last week, slide number 8, which talks about a lot of tips and tricks for well-being whilst working from home. So that's it. I'm going to end it there and hand over to Dennis.
Time well taken, Luke. That was brilliant.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thanks for sharing, Luke.
Dennis, on to you.
Yeah, I just want to say a couple of very quick things. First of all, this is very important. So I'm very selective with my time. I try to be disciplined, but one thing I would always have time for you, anybody in the company, is for issues like this. I feel that the health of a team, the health of how you're thinking is very important. I would always make the time, always reach out if you need. So my first request to you is take the time off, unplug, because that's very important. Don't underestimate how hard it is, what we do, and don't underestimate the value of unplugging. And some of you, were used to go to an office, you clock in, you do work, come out. And then now this world where it's continuous, sometimes you can work 24 hours if you want to, it's a different game, right? It took me a lot of years to learn how to cope with that and to have a balance with the family, etc. So unplug it and reach out when in doubt, when in this, and we're here to support you. And that's my message. Iris, over to you.